Hi Flosstube! Welcome to my channel. I'm Jessie and this is Bobo Jessie Stitches. Question mark. Thanks everyone. This is not a Flosstube. This is a channel update and but welcome in to everyone who is returning, who is wondering what's going on and who may not be wondering what's going on. And of course anyone who's new who just happens to stumble across the channel update video. Welcome in. I hope everyone is doing well. And it's been a minute since my last update video, and I wanted to kind of give everyone an update on what's going on and what I'm thinking and what may be going forward, so to speak. I'd love to have everyone's input, so please share your thoughts in the comments and let me know what you think, and then we can kind of go from there. So first of all, I've been thinking about, this is actually very little to do with life updates. So first of all, in that sense, right? This is the busiest time of year for me in terms of work. I get really busy at the end of the year and at the very beginning of the year. And so it does impact my stitching a bit, because instead of being able to stitch at night, I end up working longer days. I end up working into the evenings and things. So it does impact a lot of that. But this really isn't because my life is changing in any way or anything along that lines. It really has everything to do with the way that my stitching is and my interest is changing, and what I want to do. And so and that has kind of made me think about, like, what does a floss tube look like if my stitching kind of keeps going in this path that it currently is. So what does that, so what am I talking about? So first, I've effectively left the fandom group. I haven't quite officially left, but I didn't do any fandom stitching in October effectively. I left as a leader, the last time I did any fandom stitching was in September, and and I found myself that having kind of disengaging myself from that challenge group, that my stitching kind of changed. I ended up being not completely monogamous. I'm not a monogamous stitcher. I do like to stitch different things, but I found myself more inclined to stick to a project for more than a week, which would be what would end up happening when under um, fandom stitching. I would just stitch on a project for a week. It may or may not fit other prompts, and I would go pick up a different prompt, etc. That type of thing, right? And so by not really doing the prompt stitching, I found myself not wanting to pick up as many pieces over time. And so, like, by comparison, in September I stitched on 6 projects, but I ended up only putting 5,500 stitches in. But like in October, I worked on 4 projects, and I ended up putting in over 8,000 stitches. And then kind of looking back, like, you know, similarly, like looking at like in September, it very similarly, I had 5 projects, 7,800 stitches, and kind of going like, and I've noticed that when I stitch on multiple projects, like more than two, or more than four, it seems like I seem to not stitch as much. And some of it is life, some of it is, but, and I kind of wonder what that was, like what was going that. And I think that because I am progress driven as opposed to process driven, that when I start getting close to feeling like I'm going to be able to finish something, I get really motivated to stick to it. And it kind of frustrates me to have to move to something else because I'm trying to accomplish something in a challenge group. And so there's that aspect of kind of my stitching that has kind of changed. And so it's made me think about, do I want to join a different challenge group? I really enjoyed a couple of years ago being part of the um, no new starts and trying to do that. And so I kind of thought about that, like, right, like, do I want to go back to doing no new starts? And again, it's like, but the no new starts was a little bit different. They changed the name of their group, and I have to remember what it is now. But it's if I remember, it'll be in the show notes. If I don't remember, it won't be. but the but but I can't remember if it was prompt based or not. Like, or could you just stitch whatever you want and you were just kind of doing some kind of thing? And then I'm like, well, then why would I do that? Is it community? Is it, you know, being accountable to something? And I just don't know. And I watch Crafty Gaming Jamie, And she is currently doing a whip down, right? Like she has listed everything that she wants to move towards finishing. And and that resonated a lot with me. And I was like, well, do I need to be in any kind of a challenge group to be able to do that? And I don't know. And I'm still thinking about that. This is why it's kind of like we're in progress. We're a channel in progress right now. And so I'm gonna kind of look, and it's that time of year where people start like posting challenge groups and like inviting people to join them and things like that. So I'm gonna kind of take a look. I'm gonna be like, are there any challenge groups that I want to participate in? And where I sit right now, though, I'm feeling no. I'm feeling kind of like, I don't know. I don't think I really want to be in a challenge group. I kind of just want to do my own thing and focus on what I want to focus on without being feel not that I feel guilty, but not feeling like I have to do something to be part of a team, to be part of a community that I may feel like I'm letting down or something or not doing my part. And so there's kind of that aspect of um the where is my stitching going and that type of thing. And so the issue is when it comes to a floss tube, right, is and I think you hear other floss tubers talk about this, like when you're filming videos like this, is then what content do you have to offer? Right? It's like, and so one of the benefits of having being part of these challenge groups is that it gives me things to show you. I will have, 6 projects, and it's like, oh, and here's what I'm working on, and and I can talk about like what I learned and like what I came up with, how I came up with the prompts, if in some instances, and or etc. Right? Like it just gives me something to talk to you about. As opposed to like, here's the 2 projects I worked on this month. And I don't know. And so that's a question for you. If my stitching should change, where again, I won't ever be a monogamous stitcher. I will always have at least, I believe, 2 or 4 projects in any given month. Um, like, do y'all want to see that? Like, if I come on and I'm like, it's been a month and all I stitched on was Cinderella. Here's the 8,000 stitches I put on Cinderella. That's like a 15-minute video, short of whatever I purchase and other events that I may have done, right? And so I wonder, like, is that would y'all watch that? Is that something you would be interested in? Like, do I need to be thinking about variety? And then if I don't want to do variety, then do I keep doing a floss tube, or does Instagram kind of serve the purposes of my community, my friendships that I've made with all of you, and seeing the stitching and everything, and so I don't know. You let me know. I don't know. I for all I know, come March, I'll be back to like, I need to work on 8 different projects. But right now, that's not how I'm feeling, um, and so there's that. I also am really resonating with the whip down, with the idea of getting things kind of move forward. I have a lot of whips right now. I have 21. I have over 20, and that's a high amount for me. And I don't like being, because I am progress driven, I don't like having that much. And so now that's a little bit misconception, because hint, I'm going to restart 2 of these pieces on different fabric, um and so it does take it down, but I don't like having it down up. So that's the combination, right? It's a combination of potentially being getting finish fever, going monogamous, wanting to get my whip numbers down, and doing a whip down. That kind of makes me wonder, what does this channel look like? So that's it. That's the update in a nutshell. Like, my stitching is changing. I don't know if it warrants a monthly video, but it depends on you. It depends on my friends, my stitchy friends. And what do you want to see? Is that worth it? Like, is that like I don't mind. I don't mind making a video of just 2 things if that's what you want. Or if it's really like, no, Jesse, I really like these 45-minute videos where I could just put on and stitch, and and if you can continue to do that, or you're like, you're just a person who comes on every once in a while and I just watch other people. Like, that's fine too. Like, I don't mind. I don't get tons of views. But I recognize that that I have people who watch me pretty regularly. I see that. I see a lot of you are regulars, and you know, and and you're my friends, and it's like, you know, I don't want to just disappear. So, let me know. Let me know what you think about potential changes, and like, you know, and if it does turn into that I become effectively a monogamous 2-3 project a month kind of thing, um you know, potentially one project a month, like, do I do quarterly floss tubes? Does that make more sense? Like, um so I don't know. And you know, maybe there'll be other things I can film along the ways. As I'm thinking about this, the way that I'm changing the way I do my stitching and which kind of driving my motivations right now. I am doing updates on my Notion, which I know I've been promising for like a year now that I'm going to do an updated Notion video, but I keep tweaking it and I keep making adjustments to it. So when it's done, I guess. But I'm about to start doing some finishes. I can do like a finish parade, potentially, of like the 3 things I'm about to fully finish. But still, you know, that's something, right? That once a quarter, like, you know, I think about like my friend Michelle at the oh goodness, what's her channel name? Giddy Stitcher? Is it Giddy Stitcher? I'll correct it below. Where she doesn't do floss tube videos very frequently. She's a multi crafter and I'm not, right? So, but like kind of like doing like a different type of cycle potentially. Um, and and so with that, I also think about, does that mean that my branding should change? Like, I've also been thinking about changing my branding of the channel a little bit to kind of reflect a different vibe to the videos, so to speak. I don't know. My personality's not changing, but like the way the videos are going to be done. So, anyways, so that's it. That's it. You know, but just some, you know, please go check out my Instagram if you are curious. I'm not doing any showings of anything, except for my one finish. I'm going to show you a finish, but the you know, follow me on Instagram, which is bobo_Jessie C, in the show notes below to see my stitching update. I did attend Stitching in the Wild in Montgomery, Alabama. I was able to hang out with my friend Rin. I made a couple of new friends, and that was really wonderful. Great, you know, I got to meet Derek. It was wonderful. I really had a great time. We are talking about our next get together retreat, and we haven't quite decided. We were thinking about doing Queen City Stitcher, but unfortunately that's in October, which again, October is a very busy time of year for me, and depending on the actual weekend, I may have a straight up work conflict. So we're gonna kind of see that it's kind of a nice idea to go meet stitchy friends at different retreats throughout the country. So we did that, and that was a lot of fun. I did do 24 hours cross stitch in October, which allowed me to get to a finish, and you know, and I don't have anything else particularly planned. I do have the Evertotes Christmas or holiday countdown box with the it's going to be from Jacob and Modern Folk Embroidery is the pattern, and I'm looking forward to that. Again, I don't think I'm planning on doing a Flossmas, but I may do little mini reels that go onto Instagram. So we'll see. We'll see what I feel about that, and that might be a test. That might be to see does reels on Instagram work. If I'm going to start doing like these shorter kind of videos, maybe little reels. I mean, is the way to go. Maybe little TikToks or something. Um, but um, but yeah. So that's it. What I do have a couple of admin boxes that I will be opening up as well. I have one from Missouri Star that I will be opening as well, and I think that's actually it. I think those are the only 2 admin boxes that I'll be doing this year. But so, you know, not to belabor anything, there's no reason to have a long update video. And so, but I did promise I would show you at least one thing, which is my finish. I did finish Trick or Treat from Luminous Fiber Arts. This was Misty's mystery Halloween box last year. So here it is. It is very cute. I love it a lot. It's 2/2 with the called for Belle Soie silk, Old Crow, and I stitched this on 32 count linen. Stonehedge by Forbidden Fiber Co. Of course, this is all in the box, and this is all fully kitted and has called for. And that's it. Isn't that sweet? And all that's left of the kit is I do have this little boo drum. I've never made a drum. And so I'm thinking that for the challenge, it's only 729 stitches. So I'll start on this next at some point in time. And then the goal will be to learn how to make a drum using Miss Little Boo there. So, but yeah, that is it. Except for one thing. Pause. All right, but I do know that everyone loves my little silly jokes that I have at the end of the my end of my videos, and no reason to change now. And so it is November here, and I am in the United States, and we will be celebrating Thanksgiving later on this month. And so here is a Thanksgiving joke for you. Why did the turkey go to an open mic? Because he was ready to roast. Wherever you are, I hope you are having a stitchy good time. Please follow me on Instagram. Stay in touch. Let me know what what you see. What are your thoughts on my potential channel upgrades? Either way, I probably will not see you the rest of the year on this channel, so we'll be under construction until then. But I will see you back in January for at minimum a whip parade. All right. Thanks everyone. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.